Hi, you've probably seen online, especially on LinkedIn, all these videos that are produced by younger, more attractive people than me, bashing on about how we need to look after customers and how we need to understand them rather than sell to them. Well, I've been talking about that for years, as have other people like me. And the thing I've got on my side, compared to their youth and their beauty, is experience, and I've got a shed load of it. So over the course of the coming weeks, I'm going to go through with you in detail the key areas that you need to undertake to improve your sales performance. This will apply for you if you're a salesperson yourself, if you're a sales manager, sales director running a team, you'll just apply those principles in a slightly different way. Now, nobody likes long videos, so I'm going to get straight to the point with the first one. And the first point is about performance management. So the key thing in any sales environment is always going to be results. That's the foremost measure. The difficulty is if you only measure results, all you're measuring is history. So what you've got to do is look at the performance that's delivering those results. I'll give you a sporting example. Gareth Southgate, after his team had beaten Panama 6-1 in the second group stage game to qualify straight away for the knockout stages, said immediately after the game, "I didn't think the performance was that great. They'd just beaten Panama 6-1. Now, that result in itself broke all sorts of records, and for the first time in living history, as far as I'm concerned, we cruised through to the knockout stages of a World Cup or a major competition. The point he was making, I'm sure he did other motivational stuff with them privately, but that's not the topic of this particular video. We'll come to that another time. The stuff he talked about privately to increase the motivation is great, but what he did was focus on performance, even though the result had been amazing. In business, we tend to focus on performance when the results aren't going so well. My point is you should focus on it all the time. You should know what performance is needed to deliver a certain level of result. Now, another way of looking at performance, it's just what people do. It's their activities. And activities we can break into three key elements: how hard people work, how good they are at what they do, and where they put their time and effort. Now, I'm not even going to bother with quantity. If you're a salesperson and you're not working hard enough, sort it out. If you're a sales manager or a sales director and you've got people in your team that aren't working hard enough, you don't need me to tell you how to fix that problem. So let's look at the other two areas. Direction of activity. So direction of activity is going to be based upon knowledge, where we feel comfortable. Easy example. Imagine you sell into the healthcare sector and the engineering sector. And what you've got is somebody who is ex-healthcare sector, so they feel really good in that environment. They know what objections they're likely to get. They know how to put the product across to really make it come across well. So the likelihood is their direction of activity will be skewed towards the healthcare sector. So they need to improve their knowledge of the engineering sector to make themselves comfortable there. Now, when we look at quality, what we're talking about there is the ability to apply, a salesperson to apply their skills and to actually get the most out of each visit. Now, when we look at these three elements, quantity, we can change that really quickly if we need to, pretty much this afternoon. Direction, we can change that reasonably quickly, equip them with the skills, for instance, to understand the engineering sector, and then what they can do is feel comfortable moving towards that sector. But as far as the quality of output is concerned, that takes longer. That is a skills issue. Now, each week I'm going to set you a task. You'll have a week to complete it. And this week's task is dead straightforward. Look at the activities that you are currently monitoring, either personally as a salesperson or as a manager or director. How are you measuring and monitoring your sales team? Undoubtedly, it'll be results. Undoubtedly, there'll be some form of quantitative stuff in there. You might even have directional stuff as well. But look at all three elements. What do you measure now? What should you be measuring in future to give you an idea of future performance? The other thing that will lead into is development needs for the team. Okay, I wish you the best of luck with that task, and I will see you next week.